morning. I want to thank you, the media, for coming out this morning and joining us here at the District A complex, where we will speak to you on our Operation Road Assurance program. Joining me this morning will be Inspector Anthony Cadogan, who is in charge of the traffic department. To his left, Sergeant Pedro Whitehall. Further left, Constable Jason Leacock. And to my right, Senior Constable Dwayne Beckles. Now, we have launched a road assurance program. This started in June 2023. The purpose of this program is really to target those illegal motorcycles on the streets of Barbados, which has been causing us great concern. Now, we've had some stoppages throughout that time, obviously, because resources have been stretched, and we've had to sent police to engage in other activities. So as a result, we've not been able to be as sustainable as we'd want to be. However, in September 2025, this program was relaunched, targeting those motorcycles, and we've been going on specific days of the week. This has been driven by intelligence, where we analyze how these motorcycles are operating, when we are most likely to find motorcycles on the streets, and we've been launching our patrols in the road assurance program. As you can see today, we have a number of motorcycles here, and these motorcycles are motorcycles that would have been brought into the possession of the police in the month of September. Some 26 motorcycles were taken into custody. 7 have been returned to the owners. They've been able to produce documentation to show that these motorcycles are now legal on the streets, and they've produced ownership. These motorcycles now remain in the possession of the police. Now, this will be a sustained effort in order to rid the streets of illegal motorcycles. Now, during the road assurance program from June 2023 until now, we've been able to make 2,071 cases, 2,071 directly related to motorcycles. Now, this does not apply to the other police officers out on the street who continues to do their normal traffic duties, focusing on other traffic matters. Road assurance has been directed towards motorcycles. This program will continue, and I want to advise all those motorcyclists out there. If you know that your motorcycle is not legal on the streets, please go and make your motorcycles legal. If you do not intend to make them legal, I'm advising you not to use them. We are targeting you, and we will be coming after those illegal motorcycles on the streets.
Inspector Buffett has said most of it, if not all, so there's not much more I can say other than from next step, we are going to try to get this person before the court. We know this due process, but we're trying to see if we could have some forfeit summons and get these people before the court as soon as practicable, so that the public can be safe out there. More main interest too is non-insurance. Vehicles that are not insured are a real risk to other motorists and civilians out there, because without insurance and they get into an accident with a civilian or another vehicle, damage is high, costly, then there's no insurance to cover that, and the person riding may not even have the funds to cover the injuries or the damage to the vehicle. So that's what our main interest as well, looking at the ones that are not insured.
One question, especially during the weekends, you're seeing that there are a number of motorcycles on the road. During the evening time, to be safe, these fellas doing wheelies and whatnot. What is there in the law that these fellas can be controlled from doing that sort of thing? Because it's a hazard to people who have to drive vehicles, and they're coming at them in all sorts of speeds, all sorts of fashions. What can be done to curb that situation?
Well, the law speaks clearly about riding with both wheels on the road and not only one wheel, so that is an offense. However, in catching these people, we have to plan our strategy, because we cannot chase them, because we don't want to cause injury to ourselves or to those persons. We got to plan our strategy so we can apprehend these persons in a safe way and manner to avoid any injuries. So my street man here to the right, Dwayne Beckles, see the constable, he looks at, every day he looks at ways and means of us getting to these persons without any injuries being occurring to us or to them.
One other question.
And the operation, as you said, mostly on weekend, is a weekend operation, Saturday and Sunday.
My next question is that we see, especially in these community centers, these pastors, their number of motorcycle guys who train people to ride the motorcycles in those particular areas where people are using them for other sports. What can be done to control that as well?
Well, that's where we would like the public now to come on board and call us at 430-7600 and give us the information, the time to see these persons so that we can keep an eye on them and we can apprehend these persons. So we need the public now to call in with the information and let us know where and when these activities is taking place, because we cannot be everywhere all at once. So we really depending on the public to assist there.
Well, basically, these offenses, persons will be warned of intended prosecution. We proceed by summons and bringing persons into the system, to court. But we are looking at other ways of fast tracking that. As the inspector has said, we're looking probably at going forth with summons where we can have these people to court at the earliest possible opportunity.
Some of these motorcycles, these uninsured motorcycles, involving criminal riders are being used with the criminal element as well.
Motorcycles are also a means of transportation for persons involved in criminal activity. We can't say specifically these motorcycles, but motorcycles in general will be used as criminals, will be used by criminals as a means to transportation whilst involved in criminal activity.
What's going to be done with the motorcycles in the meantime, or if someone isn't able to produce documentation, or when you prosecute them, what will be done with the motorcycles?
Well, we give them an opportunity to come and claim their motorcycle, bring the necessary documents. In the event that nothing or no one comes, then we would proceed where we can probably have them auction off within 90 days.
And then in terms of demographics for the person you all see them from, you can describe the young person, men.
Yeah, mainly young persons, 24 and under, mainly. Any old person like that one there in the corner, a 68-year-old man was riding that. He had no driver's license or insurance, but he was taking a chance.
During young males.
Generally young males.
But generally young males.
And we want to emphasize as well that persons driving their private vehicles, motorcycles, motor cars, they're required by law to travel with some form of ID. It's an offense to use a vehicle, drive a vehicle, and not having some form of ID. So let it be your driver's license, your Barbados identification card, your Barbadian passport, whatever the case may be, some form of identification you must have whilst driving a vehicle.
So that will apply to the motorcycle rider as well.
Yes, please.
The motorcycle rider is a driver. You drive a motorcycle.
And although we are impactful during the weekend, this is sustained during the week as well. It's sustained during the week as well. So any person caught during the week, the same procedure is applied. Thank you.
Do you think this is a big amount, or do you think this is
I would say a small amount.
But it's a start, and it allows people to know that we are serious about what we are doing, that this will be a sustained effort, and we will not be tolerating persons using the roadways with vehicles on a whole, but especially in terms of road assurance, motorcycles that are not legally registered to be on the road.